Let's move on now to hear what Dee Austin had to say. Now, Dee is a member of the Nebraska, delegation to the convention, and she gives us a bit of a first person as to what it's like to actually be on the floor of the convention. Welcome back. Now, joining us on the podcast is Dee Austin. Dee is from Nebraska, and she's a member of the Credentials Committee, which is a standing committee and plays a pretty key role at the Democratic National Convention there in Philadelphia. But most importantly, she's been a delegate, and she first supported Bernie Sanders, and now, of course, is there supporting Hillary Clinton. Dee, welcome to the Three Muckrakers podcast.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Great to have you. So, in the run-up to our discussion today, you were telling me that it's been a bit of an exhausting time. Tell me what goes into being a delegate.
Well, what you do as a delegate, you first, of course, start in your state, and you run at a county level,
right.
And then you are elected, and you run then at a state level, and then from your state conventions, your peers then elect you to represent them at the national convention in whatever city that is. It happens to be Philadelphia this time, which I'm now standing in the middle of Independence National Historical area, and it's just amazing.
You're actually in a queue for a tour of the Liberty Bell, if I remember.
Well, Independence Hall right now.
Okay, all right. Well, tell me, you've...
It's one of our beautiful... It's one of the beautiful national parks that Republicans would like to get rid of.
Well, they'll get rid of anything that they can't either eat or smoke or shoot, so I do understand that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you've been there now for 2 full days, and we're talking on Wednesday, so tonight you've got the trifecta of Vice President Biden, Vice President candidate Tim Kaine, and President Obama speaking. What's it like actually physically being in the hall with all of those delegates and experiencing what's going on?
I'm not sure I can explain exactly. I have seen all of these people speak before, besides Kaine. So, of course, in much smaller venues where you're a little closer sometimes, but the excitement of everyone around you helps feed into the excitement of those people on the stage. And where a lot of people become very excited by movie stars, I become very excited by political figures and media people. So it's just exciting seeing everybody wandering around. We have a wonderful array of entertainers that come and also entertain in between the politicians speaking. So it's invigorating, it's inspiring, and I don't understand why anybody would vote for Trump when we have these people to lead us.
Well, I was watching the roll call last night, and albeit it was on a tiny iPad, but you could feel the emotion of the count going on. And I did look for you when they came to Nebraska, but they did a strange angle shot there to get establishing. What's it like to physically stand there by that microphone with a group of people from your own state casting votes?
Well, I actually, as a standing committee member, I didn't have a floor pass until later in the evening, so I wasn't actually on the floor when that took place. I was up in the stands, in the audience, but it was very exciting to watch.
So
just to know that we're there, and I had a big part of this. I mean, I participated in this at every step, so it's very exciting.
Oh, fantastic! So what's it like from your perspective to you say you've heard all these people speak before. To see them on that stage talking to a very broad audience from all across the 50 states, is it, and particularly with the tension that was there at the beginning of the week between the Sanders camp and the Clinton camp, tell us a little bit about what that experience was like.
It's a little different than I think in past years. This is the first national convention that I have ever been to, so I can't really gauge as far as the tensions in 2008 between the Clinton and Obama camps. I understand from my own experience in reading blogs at that time, and from other people who actually were physically in the hall, that it was tense, but I think this is a different level of tense, because so many of those who supported Secretary Clinton immediately were delighted to support. I think they were maybe sad as Sanders supporters are now.
Sure.
But there's a different level of intensity. At that time, everybody knew that President Obama would make an excellent president. So I think the coming together was easier. This one, I think, is going to be a little bit more of a struggle.
Do you think?
But I think as the days go on, people are going to come on board.
Well, do you think at the end of the day? I mean, right now, I've seen polls that say anywhere between 85 and 92% are already on the ticket side of Hillary and Tim Kaine. Do you think many more of the others will come across, or will they just become, the supporters of Jill Stein like they were of Ralph Nader?
I certainly hope so, but I think it's entirely possible that they will remain.
Yeah. How serious
with
was
a third party option?
How serious was the walkout?
There were reports on Twitter that thousands of people left. I talked to one a media person last night who said 200 maybe.
Okay, so that's not a huge amount, but just trying to make some noise.
It really isn't. A very small percentage.
Right.
And we did have some of our own Nebraska delegation that walked out, which is quite sad.
So what is it going to take to bring the rest of these people together?
All politics is local, so our plans in Nebraska are to try to work with both sets of people, understanding that as a Sanders supporter, and I certainly understand the concerns, but understanding too that to understand the concerns that they have and why it is so important that we come together to elect Secretary Clinton.
Well,
the biggest factor is the Supreme Court.
Yeah, among other things. I mean, everything that's progressive that is stood for in this world would be pretty much at risk. You probably did not see Donald Trump.
60 years of any type of progress.
Yeah. Well, I'm preparing you in advance for Donald Trump's news conference, which was quite bizarre. It was held about an hour ago, and I'm sure you'll hear about that.
I saw the first part. I saw the first part of it.
I mean, how big a difference is there between this week and last week?
As far as?
Oh, just tone, mood, how is it, the two conventions, if you were to place them side by side, how big a difference is there between them? Enthusiasm?
That's a good question. Having been a part of the Sanders campaign, and working with the Nebraska contingent of Sanders, they still held out much hope for him to be the nominee.
Really?
Really, no matter how many times you explained that it wasn't really going to happen, they still held on to the hope. And so we'll have to give them some time to grieve this.
Agreed.
And I think that, give them some time, and hopefully they'll come in. And because all politics is local, we really do need them in the fall to work for local candidates and to help with local candidates. So hopefully that's one way we can bring ourselves together.
Well, Dee, thank you so much. I know you're standing there in a queue waiting to go in to see the Independence Hall exhibit, and we wish you great luck and fun this evening as you continue on. Will you be in the hall for the speeches this evening?
I absolutely will.
Oh, fantastic. This could be one of the...
And I'll report back.
Oh, fantastic. Look forward to it. You can follow Dee Austin on Facebook. She's got a fantastic Facebook page where she posts a lot about what's been going on here at the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia. Dee, thanks for taking the time to join us.
And I'm on Twitter. Oh. I'm on Twitter at D.A. Biddy.
D.A. Biddy. How do you spell that?
D-A-B-I-T-T-Y.
Okay. We'll make certain that we get that out there. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
You're welcome, and have a great day.
Great.
Talk to you soon.